Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream. We are going to get started. So let me just make a few adjustments here. So welcome. Let's kind of start. Let's kind of find out who is here today. So if you will, go down into the comments. Let me know where you are watching from. Comment below so I could shout you out right here on screen. Let me know where you are watching from. We've got an awesome live analysis for you. We're going to be looking at several different pairs just to give you massive value this evening for those of you that are preparing to trade London session or what have you. So again, welcome to all of you that are here on the live stream. Hey, let me give a quick shout out to our good friend here from New Zealand. Welcome. Good to have you here. I know it's late over at home, so welcome. We've got some cool beans. I'm going to say Georgie. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Hey, the Big Apple. Welcome from New York. Our good friend Felipe over from Luxembourg. Welcome. Okay. Yes, Sebash. Welcome from the UK. I will also be talking about natural gas as well. Okay, so awesome. And look who's even here. I got a family member saying hello who is watching in as well. So, okay, we are going to get started. But before we do, again, let me come on and say hello. Welcome to the live stream. I want to talk real quick on trading psychology. Many of our trading members from our trading club are here on the live stream as well. And the biggest thing that you can do in this journey is to understand when it's time to cut a loss and then when it's time to re-engage the markets. We're going to be getting into crude oil. I'm going to show you a couple of different things. The market this week has been very spiky, meaning it has moved quickly at certain times of the day. Structure has not been holding as well this week as it has in previous weeks. There's been a lot of news coming in from different parts of the world that will generate these quick movements. Understand that in your trading plan, right, you've got to have an exit strategy. Okay, unless you are a swing trader, unless you're willing to hold that trade for a couple days, 3 or 4 days, or even a week, you've got to understand your trading plan. And the best advice that I can give you is do not over lot size, especially when the markets are a little crazy like this with crude oil. I'm going to show you that here now inside of here. So inside of our trading app, we'll be talking more about trading psychology. So let's begin to look at crude oil. And then coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to be looking at a few other pairs as well for you. So again, kind of hang out with us today for a little bit. We're going to be covering crude oil. We're going to look at natural gas. We'll look at gold. We'll look at the NASDAQ. And then we'll give you some GJ and EJ opportunities as well. So let's kind of jump into crude oil. Let me kind of show you here, right? We've kind of been ranging in this level that you see right in here. Okay. But more importantly, I want you to look at some of these big moves and about what time these moves have been happening, because they've been happening pretty much right around the US session. So this move here, okay, happened at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This move here, this big move began right at 7 a.m. So these are some pre-market moves where the markets are shifting away, okay, after dropping from the previous 2 sessions. Okay, so I like to kind of look at this and see, because these moves are happening around the same time. This impulsive move up, okay, was an 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This big move up pre-market, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then this move here, again, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what we've noticed here, and again, this pattern won't always continue this way, because then they'll know what we're doing as far as the market makers, right? And I'm going to make sure I speak nice and slow for our international students as well, is to understand that these have been the moves where over the course of the last week, we've seen the other sessions falling, and then we see the big spike up for US session. Other sessions falling, and then the big spike up for the US session. Sessions falling, spike up, sessions falling, spike up, and then spike up. And this is where we are now. And so we would kind of evaluate it. Okay. So again, talking earlier, as we were mentioning, I'm going to give you some zones here in just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the big picture as well, right? Understanding that if, for example, I'm going to kind of begin to draw this out right in here for the areas that you all will be looking to trade tonight. If you are trading the London session, I want you to go ahead and mark up these critical zones, okay? So understand that, for example, if you had taken a sell here and you got trapped, right? Understanding market structure is going to be so important, because the moment that price broke above the next level of structure, this should be your exit. This should be your exit if you're going to exit, right? This should be your exit because we broke market structure. Okay. Now, what did price do? Price came up, retested. This was then your opportunity to get into a buy position, okay, to then maybe take it back up to the next level. Okay. But understanding that many times, because trading psychology is real, we are not feeling good because we lost this trade. We took a 25, 30 point loss here, or pip loss here. And instead of re-engaging the market, we just turn off the computer and we realize the market just gave us another opportunity, but we missed it because our trading psychology is not yet there. So that is such a huge piece. And this is something that we're talking about in our trading club each and every day, is understanding the market psychology is going to be so much more important than hitting buy or sell, right? Hitting buy or sell becomes easy. It's what do you do after you hit buy or sell? And so we'll continue to do our sessions inside the app that we're talking about market psychology over and over. When do you have to let it go? When are you going to swing trade it? All of that depends on your trading plan, and we'll be writing some trading plans coming up here over the course of the next few weeks. So getting back into the full chart here, understand what price is doing now is going to be so important. So those are going to be the levels, okay? Those are going to be the levels that we are currently in right here. And I'm going to leave those levels up, but I'm going to go real quick to the 8-hour chart so you can begin to see what is happening at these levels, okay? So as we look here, we can clearly identify, okay, when I bring this back up, okay, that this for now is our roof, okay? We have not been able to close above this 79 area for a while. This wicked 79.22. We got close. Does this mean that this level is not going to be broken? Absolutely not. But for now, this has to be the roof of the house. Okay, that is our bigger time frame resistance area until otherwise proven. Okay, we've come here numerous times in this area and we have rejected. Okay, we have rejected. At the same time, okay, this is an area that I said on Sunday that I believed we were going to target some point this week, were these equal lows right here. So we have not yet been there. Now, just a quick reminder that tomorrow, okay, if you are in a trade situation, understand that tomorrow is crude oil analysis will be released. I believe it's around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. It's either 10:30 or around 11 a.m. So check your news for that. And if you don't want to get caught in some type of news volatility or swinging up and down, then don't get into a trade later tomorrow or U.S. session, because there is crude oil will be released tomorrow. Okay, so just a heads up on that as well. So as we look at the chart here, understand that for now, we've got to play the current price action. Okay, and so the price action at these levels, and we go down to the 4-hour level, we have to understand that this level right here, we can kind of adjust this level just a little bit, right about here, understanding that this now is an area that we have to look at for an area of support. Okay, that's 77.88, kind of 78-ish. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so if you're on a mobile device, you can see it. Okay, so if you are trading tonight, right, and we look at these levels, we've got to respect this level right here. Okay, so we looked at this circle right here, and if we draw a Fibonacci level, understanding that the technicals have not been holding as good this week as we have been doing. Okay, if you notice how perfectly that aligns right there, right? Where if price comes back down into this 61.8 level, that would be the next opportunity, okay, based on technicals to try to grab a 20 pip buy to continue with this current trend right here. Okay, so if you look over to your left, what you would be looking for is to see if the price does something like this. Okay, where price came back down to that level and then gave you that push up. If price came back down to that level and gave you the push up. Now, that is just a quick 20 pips, 20 ticks type of trade with market structure. Okay, with market structure. And if you're watching here on YouTube Live and you're not part of our trading club, that is what we focus on in grabbing 20 at a time to grow our second or third accounts, what people are doing. So you need to secure 20, right? You need to secure the bag with 20 on at least one account so that you can have that longevity. And when you come in the club, if you're not there yet, I give you an entire video. We give you the actual Excel file so you can follow it and tells you exactly what you should be doing each and every day to kind of help you start your journey or continue your journey with trading. So this for now would be the play. Now, if this price, let me get rid of this for a minute. If this price in the next couple of hours does not reach this level and goes back up to this level, then you've got to go off the current play and you've got to see if they're going to attack this wick. So this would be the only wick that would concern me right over here, that they may go take out that wick. Okay, but this area up in here, I'm actually going to move it just above the wick, right? So if they do come back up, they will probably take out this wick, and then we can begin to see the movements coming back down at about this 79.50 area, which would be right here in this zone. Okay, and crude oil loves the 0 zeros and the 5 zeros. So for now, right, we did not close above this level. If you look at this level right here, okay, we did not close above that level, but the market just reopened. We are in an active 4-hour candle. Okay, so if this 4-hour candle closes, it'll probably close up in this level, and then we should begin to see the retracement period down, because I will tell you that there is a lot of liquidity sitting at lower levels. Okay, there is a lot of liquidity sitting at lower levels, starting at this level right here. Okay, starting at that level right there, and then starting, of course, at these equal highs. And there's liquidity sitting here, which I said on Sunday, I believe they're going to target. Now, when they're going to target, if we knew that, that's a different story, right? So we shall know a little bit more by tomorrow, because clearly every time there's been a big impulse on crude oil, okay, they've come back down to grab that liquidity. They've come back down to grab that liquidity. Big impulse up, they came down to grab half of this liquidity. Guess what? This liquidity candle, they came back all the way down to grab it, and then they took off. Then they came down halfway to grab some more. So this key area of 77.85 or so is going to be crucial. If they close below this area, then this is the scenario you're looking for. You're looking for price to close below, retest, and then continue dropping further down. Okay, so this is going to be the critical area right here. On the top side, what does price do up here? And on the bottom side, what does price do here? Does it give us a bounce? Do we break through, retest, and then continue dropping? We should know more by tomorrow, of course. And again, I think crude oil inventories, if there's an overabundance of crude oil, then I believe that will drop the price. Okay, if we're short on crude oil, then that could raise the price. So maybe there's not too much movement tonight during London session. Maybe we just stay trapped in here until the news release tomorrow. We shall see. I only trade US session because it's usually more predictable what oil is going to do for our trading plan of 20 or more. So I don't trade London session. I only trade US session, and we trade it live inside of our app on most days. So right now for crude oil, these are the two areas that you should be focused on. Okay. So if you take a sell from this position and price closes above, you need to cut your sell. Plain and simple, right? If price comes down here and you take a buy to try to get 20 pips up and it shoots down like this wick, you need to close your trade. You need to take that small loss and close your trade and then reevaluate the next opportunity, which could be this right here. Prices closes, retest, and then boom, we get the next drop down. So these are going to be the two key levels for crude oil going into tonight and into tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, and I'm going to answer all of your questions while you are here. Hey, good to see one of our club members here, Samira, who's, hey, I appreciate the shout out about joining the club. And absolutely, you can find all of that information down in the video description area, or if you're on your cell phone, that QR code on your screen, you can definitely click on that, and that will take you right to our club. Come on in, join the other 170 plus traders, get trade alerts. You know what's more important than the trade alerts that I give you for these different pairs is the community. The community is making such a huge difference. The support, the sharing of charts, the people who are trading London, the people who are trading US, that is really making a difference in our community. When you trade in a community, okay, it is much, much easier. Now, let me say that again. When you trade in a good community that has your best interest, is not here to sell you courses, is not here to sell you upsells, who truly just cares about you and the team winning as much as possible, and risk management and trade psychology, then that's the people you want to align with, right? Not these, and I never call out people by name, but again, do you want to pay $100 for Discord and never talk to anybody? Or do you want to stay under $30 a month and be engaged with us each and every hour inside? That's the difference. And that's why our retention rate is over 92%, because we're actually real people trading futures, trading Forex. And so you can connect with myself and others all day inside that app, right? Ask a question, it's going to be answered within minutes. So again, I invite you to check that out. Okay, so let's go over real quick. I know we had some requests for natural gas. Okay, now natural gas, and again, we still have the NASDAQ coming up, gold. So stick around because I'm going to give you some value on those as well. Okay, so let's go into natural gas. Now, this is a doozy. You've got to use a lot of caution with natural gas. That gap is still open, but that really means nothing because we have gaps open all the way down up here since January that have not closed. So, but we are here now. Okay, we are here now. So, I had a sell position earlier right here, which I already closed because I don't play with the NASDAQ. I take 15, 20 points and I am done. So for now, this has to be a roof. Okay, that has to be a roof, understanding that there is a gap that's still open in the meantime. So if NASDAQ gives you a play, okay, or you're okay with taking an entry on natural gas, understand that you should be looking at something like this. Let's just say you're going to get in now, okay, because you're going to play that. Like that really should be your exit, okay? And again, plus your spread to hopefully take it back down to close the gap sometime this week, okay? So it's one of those tricky things. I'm not a huge fan of natural gas, right? I take it when I see there's an opportunity, but this could be a very, very tricky one. If you have a small account, I do not encourage you to trade natural gas, because this thing moves quickly and it doesn't follow any rules. It has its own brain. All right, just to be honest with you. So if you've had, a lot of success trading natural gas through the years, meaning where you're not holding it for weeks or months, congratulations to you, because this on a daily basis has been harder and harder to trade. Now it dropped like crazy, and you would think that, they're going to eventually fill that gap. But for now, we are in this open gap. And this is the bottom. Okay, so that is what price is locked in right now. So if you're looking at natural gas, I would not take this or try to take this even back down. Like if you can literally get 20 pips out of this, just take 20 pips. Call it a day. Congratulations. You won. Move on to the next one. Natural gas is a beast. Okay, natural gas is a beast. So if you trade natural gas, head down into the comments and let me know below if you trade natural gas. I want to see who's here that actually trades natural gas with us, so I can definitely give you a quick shout out. Now we do have, hey Rose, good to see you from our group. Good to see you here. We do have some awesome, I know one in particular, and so here just kind of shouted her out, Ratty. She is an amazing natural gas trader. She's been selling from that top. So kudos to her for doing that. So pretty awesome. So that is the way I would look at natural gas for today. Going into the nighttime can very tricky. This thing can wick in a heartbeat. So again, if this thing wicks out, then what you want to do is then find the next candle that closes back below here and then take it down, right? Don't always quit on your trade, okay? So if this thing does a quick spike up and let's say knocks you out, put an alert. And once it closes below, then you should re-enter because it's not going to do that more than once, okay? So again, that's the way I would approach natural gas. All right. Hey, if you're getting some value so far, can you do me a favor? Can you drop the number 6 in the chat? If you're getting some value so far, can you drop the number 6 in the chat? Because that is my favorite number as well. Drop the number 6 in the chat. Okay, so we are now moving into the wonderful world of indices. The NASDAQ has been very, very good to us. We were buying from down here. We've been selling in some spots up in here as well. Okay, thank you for all these 6s. I appreciate that. So let's kind of take a look at the NASDAQ. Okay, now the indices, we all know there is some major market manipulation going on across the board. I think all the indices are like all-time highs, 30% returns. There's no way they can sustain that. We still haven't had the big drop. But again, it is election year in the United States. There's a lot of politics behind that. If you just see what NVIDIA is doing, right, that is outrageous. There's a lot of political people who are buying, who did buy a lot of those assets. And so they have made millions on those as well. But that being said, we trade what we see and not what we think. So we're going to go ahead and mark up this wick here as the roof. Okay. By all intents and purposes, we may go back up again, believe it or not, one more time. So I always like to go about 40 points above the wick. Okay. To look for the next possible entry opportunity to the downside. I am not interested in buying the NASDAQ at these levels. I'm only interested in selling. Okay. We bought only here at this level because of the drop that we had, and we had come back down into a favorable zone. Okay. So the NASDAQ right now, we're going to trap it. It's right in here. Okay. It's right in here. So we're now back up in this port. So again, if we do take out the high of the week, which right now is right here. Okay, actually that was created on Friday. So if we do take out this high, then I'm looking for sales up at about 18.2. Okay, 18.2. I'm actually gonna move this up a little bit more because how many pips was that from the wick? Yeah, okay, so right about 18.2 would be a good psychological number if we get that high. Okay, now there is a lot of liquidity to come back down here, so that's why I'm only a seller of the NASDAQ. Okay, I'm only a seller of the NASDAQ. So tomorrow, there's a lot of news as well. The rest of the week, there's a lot of red folders. So look out for that. If we just take a look at the NAS right now on a weekly candle, okay, there's the weekly picture. Like you look at that and you say, wow, this thing has been on a choo-choo train, right? Continuously breaking highs, right? When will it end? Well, we don't know that, right? We don't know that. So the weekly is definitely up again, but it doesn't mean that we can't drop like this wick here, come back down to this level. So we're going to be at a critical spot here as we look at this on a bigger time frame. Let me move this down. Okay, as we bring back the images, that's the bigger time frame. This is the 8-hour chart. So we're kind of in this field right here where we did make a new high right there. We just barely made a new high. So a new high on the NASDAQ would probably put us somewhere right around here. Okay. So if we do get a candle, if we make a new high, should be right around there. And then we begin looking for sells here to come back down to this liquidity zone. Okay. If we get that high. Okay. If we get that high. Now we've had a lot of rejection here. So if you are a conservative trader, if you are an aggressive trader and you want to try and get some pips, this would be the area right here. Okay, this would be the area that you would look for something possibly like this, right? That would happen. Let's just say you got in here, you would have to get out at the end of this wick, okay? And to see if you can get a Fibonacci retracement down at least to this level. Okay, if we throw a fib level from this low to this high, okay, that to at least the 38.2. But again, if you look right here, we have not been able to close below this zone. So now, if we look at the NAS from a smaller time frame, and we bring this up, right, we've kind of been trending in this area. We have not been able to close above 18,042, and we have not been able to close below 17,886. So on a smaller time frame, we are in this zone right here, but this isn't going to stay forever, right? This is not going to stay forever. So you may have the opportunity to grab some points into London session and then see what happens at London, okay? Because this was a strong push up. They'll probably come down to grab at least 50% liquidity of this candle, which I'll just mark up for fun. Somewhere around here, I would predict they're going to come to tonight, okay, to grab liquidity on there. And again, that isn't bad. That's 30 points right there, okay? So I believe they'll come back down for at least 50% or more of that candle, okay? So those are your areas. Those are your areas. And again, by US session, we should have a pretty good picture. But again, there is a lot of liquidity sitting down here that they're going to need to come and grab. But that's going to take, that's going to take what they call news to push that down. Okay, there's a lot of institutional money sitting right here. They need to come back and get. Okay, they're not going to leave that institutional money sitting there. Okay, just like here, all that institutional money that was here. Okay, they did not leave that institutional money sitting there. They came back to get it. They came back to get all of it. They'll do the same thing here. It's just a matter of when. Okay, but I'm only a seller on the NASDAQ. I am not a buyer on the NASDAQ. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Listen, with everything crazy that's been going on with crude oil, right? The NAS and gold has been beautiful. So again, look for that as well. Yeah, Chuck, I agree with you. I think the NAS is due for a major retracement, and I think it'll take some type of news this week to start bringing that down. Okay, to start turning that weekly candle back around. So I'm with you 100% on that. Okay, let's go over to our good friend who has been treating us very kindly. Okay, so this was the charts that I shared inside of our trading app with our members. We've been taking some nice buys from this level, and more importantly, some nice sells from this level. So I'm not going to change that. There's nothing to change. The levels are the levels until they're broken. Okay, so again, congratulations to Samira, who's on this live cast, and a few others who took this sell from this area right here earlier today. Once we came back into the zone, again, these are all the kind of charts that I'll share with you in the app as well. So, and by the way, members who are here watching the live stream, once I'm done, I'll just re-engage these charts in the trade alerts area for you to have for tonight. So there's nothing to change here. Okay, so right now we are in these two areas still here. Okay, again, I am now going to move this down all the way down because I trade the wicks, meaning when I see a wick, they like to come back for the wicks. So I'm going to move this down to about 2025. Okay, but again, we're going to keep on with the same sentiment. Any type of movement back up, we're selling gold from these levels because gold has not shown to close above this 2039. Okay, so don't do anything here. This is the danger zone. In the middle, you're guessing. You're either waiting for price to pull up and you're patient, or you're waiting for price to pull down and then see what it does at this level here. Okay, so again, we're not anticipating any major news to happen during the London session. So I'm going to bring this down to a smaller time frame so you can see it. So there was the move on the 1 hour. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we are at a critical level right here, as you can see, right? Previous support. We're still here at this previous support. So there's a good chance that we can then see this bounce back up. So I do not trust taking a buy from here. I don't trade these sessions again just because there's a lot of uncertainty. I would wait to be more patient down here. I would feel more confident if you're going to take a buy to take it down at 2024 versus right here in the middle at 2030. Okay. And again, if you notice why I marked this zone up is because there is a lot of liquidity sitting right here that I think eventually they're going to come back to get. Okay. And it could be tomorrow with news, next couple of days. Okay. This candle they need to come back and grab their money right here at about 2020. Okay. So for gold, same sentiment. I am only a seller. I am not a buyer. Okay. So if you do get a push down and a close, okay, then maybe look for something like this, a retest, and then price moving back down. Just trade it zone to zone. Okay. Trade it zone to zone. So right now it is showing like it's continuing down. So again, you may have an opportunity. But again, I don't like trading this session because there's not enough volume and this is not my session. But that is gold in a nutshell. For now, these are the areas that we are looking at right in here. And I'll share this chart in the app when I get a chance to, as soon as we're done here. Okay, if you have any questions, again, please drop them down there. Hey, Drew, good to see you, my good friend Drew. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, awesome. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button for me. I would appreciate it. And it looks like gold is going to maybe drop from this level. So wait for a closure and then maybe a break and retest back down. It looks like gold is going to drop possibly to the next level. If this 1 hour candle can close below, you may get a retest. Remember, folks in my trading club, 20 pips. That's it. 20 pips. 20 pips and close. 20 pips and close. Leave a runner, enter 2 trades, half your lot size. But 20 pips, 20 pips. Secure that 20 pip challenge. You could actually be done by the morning by the time we meet in the morning for our live analysis. Okay, so let's see here. I covered natural gas. I covered the NASDAQ. I covered gold. Okay, 2 other quick ones. And then I promise I will give you back your time. Okay, congratulations to everyone who took this trade from GJ. This is the pound with the Japanese yen. The yen has been very, very weak, but we found this nice area and we grabbed a whole bunch of pips in the app. So that carried 96 pips. I didn't go 96. I probably went 40 something, 220s combined. So if this comes back up to retest, again, you should not be selling GJ. I would be looking for price to come back down for any form of retest up in this area. Okay. Do not do anything here. It's just too dangerous, whether you buy or sell. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab our floor. That's going to be our floor. Very simple. Okay. So this is the area we're looking at. Okay. This is the area we're looking at. Okay. So a lot of consolidation going on right now. It's got to go in one direction or another. I don't see any news tonight for the JPY. So, again, I would wait for price to come down if you're looking for a buy opportunity, or definitely another sell if they come back up to retest tonight during London session. And then lastly, the one that's been taking for a long time to fall, EJ. We've been trying to take EJs. Well, we took this EJ up at this level. I know some other folks had also taken some EJ sells at this level, and they're trapped and they came back, and they're still going to hold off until we drop to lower levels because I do see that EJ, if you just look at EJ, right, look at that. That needs a major, major correction, right? So I think eventually they're going to be coming back to this 161.40 area. That's why I have it marked up. That's why I have an alert here. But for now, I'm only playing sells on EJ. Only playing sells on EJ. So this is going to be our floor for now. I'll move this up a little bit here. Let me close this. Okay, that'll be our roof. Let me draw another one. Hold on one second. Let's draw another one here. Okay. So these are the 2 areas for now. We don't have any other substance. Okay. This perfectly corrected. If I was a guessing man, I'm going to say these 61.8. Okay. Yeah. Just under the 61.8. Okay. That was the correction there. So we'll wait till the morning. I would hold off on EJ to see where it is in the morning. If it drops back in here, again, because I'm bearish on EJ, I personally would not look to buy here. I'll just let it bounce back up and then I'll wait for sells. I'm only taking sells on EJ because of this monster right here. There is so much liquidity down here. See this candle right here? They've got to come back and grab that liquidity. That's even lower. That's down at 158. So that's a massive swing move. But after such a massive swing move up, they did a massive swing down. Now a massive swing up. They eventually have to come back. Maybe this is the start of that trickle, right? This could be the start of, boom, 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 until we retrace all the way down to the levels. So we got to just walk it down. Got to be patient and we got to walk it down. Okay. Now looking here, there is going to be some Euro news. Let's see here. when this neuro news is going to happen. Again, check Forex Factory. So there is going to be inflation rate news. That's on the 29th of February. So that is tomorrow, right? Well, that's in 2 days. So there'll be some news coming out on the euro in a couple of days as well. And we'll update you on the app through Forex Factory. Okay, so that is pretty much what we are looking at here. So I hope you got some value on today's live stream. Again, as we close up, remember trading psychology is so important, right? If you've been struggling, we've had some traders come over after trading on their own for a few months. Understand that this takes time. If you fall for all the pretenders, now when I say pretenders, all the false prophets who are promising you to take $200 into 10K overnight, false prophets, okay? If you can learn how to grab 10 pips a day consistently for a couple of weeks, then you're ready to move up to 20 pips, right? But if you can't consistently catch 10 and you expect to come into any trade room, any market, and expect to catch 50 a day, 100 a day, because they make it seem so easy, right? They make it seem so easy on everybody who shares a chart, right, that already happened, right? They make it seem so easy that understand, catch 10 a day for 2 weeks and then scale, and then move up to 15. It's the psychology part, because you could have 5 great trades and it just takes one bad trade, one you didn't close or one you over lot size because you got overconfident, that wipes away your gains. And if that happens over and over and over, that plays a major role on your psychology. And that's what we talk about over and over in our group. That's why you need to have 2 to 4 pairs. So when there's one pair that's just not acting right, like for example, oil in the last couple of days, that's why I've been more heavily focused on NASDAQ and gold. And we've been crushing those. So you've got to have a safety valve for when something is just not right, right? For something that's not right. So thank you all for being here live. I hope you got some value on today's session. If you want to see more of these lives, go down below. Let me know in the comments. If you don't mind, share the stream with others so we can introduce them to really what I believe is an awesome way to supplement your income if you do it right, right? If you do it right. And so that's why we're teaching every day in our app. My goal is to teach you to fish, not to just give you the fish, because that doesn't do you any good, right? So we're going to teach you, we're going to give you as well, but it's so that you can sustain this, not for a good week or a good month or a good 6 months, but actually you can sustain this for years, because that's where the percentage really drops. And people who are here 8 years later, like myself, still doing this. And I wasn't good at it the first 3.5 years. It took a lot of hard knocks, right? But it finally took a good mentor and getting into a good community. And so now I want to be able to pay it forward. And that's what we're doing inside of our trading club. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Club members, we'll see you in the app in just a few minutes. I'll drop some of these charts and we'll see you in the live analysis tomorrow morning for a US session. Thanks for watching. You bet.